皆様ごきげんよう。メイド水木のやねら配信へようこそいらっしゃいました。Good evening, everybody, and so sorry about all the, well, whatever that has happened. ということで、I don't know what, was it blacked out like the previous one? 前の配信マジでなんか真っ黒じゃなかった？私もマジでよくわかってないんですけど、I honestly have no idea what has happened. It's just odd. 本当ね、何が起こったんだかって感じ。はい、ということでね、やっていこうと思います。せっかく待機してくださってたのにごめんなさい。Sorry, I know that a lot of you have been waiting and I really appreciate it. I have no idea. I was talking to myself for like 3 minutes straight. 自分にね、なんか独り言3分ぐらい言ってて、なんかコメント来ないなと思って。I was talking to myself for like 3 minutes and I was like, I wonder why I have no comments.When no one's on the chat, and so I went to YouTube and figured out that it wasn't working. なんか寂しいな、今日コメント来ないなと思ってたら配信がなんか始まってなかった。いや、私 OBS 上では始まってたんですよ。Well, to be fair, it has happened. Like it was already a thing on OBS. Like OBS already started the stream, and so it looked like I was actually on stream and everything. Yeah, odds.OBS problem, seriously though. ということでね、皆様ありがとうございます。デルフィナさん、タイムトゥトゥエルさん、玉木さん、アプセコーダーさん、Mr. Z さん、or Dr. Pai. Thank you so much for being here. 皆様大気ありがとうございます。本日ですね、Study with Mizuki のフォローアップということで、Today is the follow-up stream, the 6th follow-up stream for Study with Mizuki 2024. For those of you who have no idea what this is all about, I am hosting a Japanese studying challenge, or basically a language study challenge, where I challenge you to memorize 1,000 words in the course of, well, 8 months, I guess, this year. I'm gonna put the link on the chat. The challenge itself has started in April of this year, but as you can see on the bottom left, it will end on December 8th, and we haven't even reached our halfway goal. In other words, like halfway day. We aren't even like halfway in. In other words, you can still join and catch up if you would like. I do have some things. I do have how do you call them, prizes that I will be providing in the end for those of you who has managed to finish the challenge. So if you're interested, feel free to join anytime. ということでね、こちら私が今開催中の、言語学習チャレンジ、特にね日本語メインではあるんですけれども、言語学習チャレンジのフォローアップ配信です。2週間に1回行っております。By the way, the study follow-up stream happens every other week on Sunday, so once in 2 weeks. と、こちら私が開催している8ヶ月にわたる、一応ね去年が初開催で今年2年目なんですけれども、毎年ちょっとね内容は変わるんですが、今年は8ヶ月にわたって1000単語を勉強しよう、学ぼうっていうチャレンジでございます。で、ちなみに一応ちゃんと参加賞とか商品もあって、うちの一つが私とマンツーマンレッスンを受けられるっていうやつ、配信上になるんですけどね。So, ハッキーさん、はい、こんばんは。Free stuff, yep, free stuff. You can watch the video to figure out what the prizes are, but one of the prizes is that I will give you a certificate, and another prize that I think some are interested in is that I will give you a one-on-one class on stream. So you will have to have your voice up on stream, but I sometimes do this collab streams called Japanese 101, and I will actually give you, for, well, one of you or maybe 2 of you, a personalized class for an hour on stream. っていうことでね、ルドウィックさんこんばんは、天岸さんこんばんは。そう、なのである意味ね、Vtuber の方、いろんな方がされてる通話券的なねの代わりに、私から1時間の授業を受けることができる、マンツーマンレッスンを受けることができる券みたいなのがねあります。これがね魅力的に感じるかどうかは人次第だと思うんですけどね。 なんでよろしければぜひふるってご参加くださいませ。まだまだ間に合います。The challenge is that you're supposed to learn 4 words every day, 4 new words every day. But, you know, if you want to jump on it right now, I'm pretty sure if you learn like 6 or 7 words a day, you'll still catch up. Even though I know it's a lot, but, you know. ということでね、Any questions so far about the challenge? このチャレンジについて質問ある方いらっしゃいますか？大丈夫そう？大丈夫かな？大丈夫ってことで。ではね、始めようかな。Okay, so, how we're going to do this is that we usually have 3 parts. 3部です。1, 2, 3. 2 and 3 are basically interactive with each other, intertwining with each other. They're like the same thing. But I'll go through your posts, and then we'll have a Q&A session / sentence reviews. So if you want to participate, you can post your progress using the hashtag StudyWithMizuki2024 on Twitter, or if you want to on Instagram. I did check Instagram. I don't think I saw anybody posting on Instagram. I also did check YouTube. I don't think anybody posted it other than me, so mainly on Twitter. And I'll go through your posts, and you can also, you know, we will also review some of the questions that you have from there. ということで、笠谷さんごきげんよう。失礼いたしました、本当に。なんかね、配信がうまく始まんなかったみたいで、配信止められないし、終われないし、って感じで新しく作りました。作り直すことになりました。申し訳ないです。はい。ってことでね。So we'll start with reviewing your posts. Also, for those of you who are just jumping on, know that I upload YouTube Shorts every day, where I introduce 4 new Japanese words a day alongside with an example sentence. Oh, and one of my YouTube shorts from like 5 days ago somehow kind of blew up. It got over 1,400 views. Yay, for the first time. あとね、なんかわかんないんですけど、突然ね、5日前の YouTube ショートがちょっとだけバズって、ちょっとだけショートフィードに載ったのかな。私のね、YouTube ショートあんまりうまくいかないんですけど、でもありがたいことに1000回再生超えまして、ありがとうございますと思っております。So again, thank you for all the support. Really appreciate it. Extremely appreciate it. I saw it. Congrats. Thank you. It was all really thanks to you. Really, truly. ということで、OK. This is what we're gonna do. Do you see this? OK. おめでとう。ありがとうございます。Okay, I believe we can start from here. ということで、Lean さん、Thank you so much for being so consistent. いや、Lean さんありがとうございます。I had a feeling my translation was wrong, and sure enough, Google Translate proves me right. Google Translate と。Okay, I also noticed that the verbs end with koto, and the desu at the end means that the end word isn't a verb anymore. Otherwise, it would have been in massive form. Good job for realizing it. そう、kotoっていうのはね、動詞を名詞に変える働きがあります。By putting こと、you can change the verb into a noun, or in other words, you can say things like, what I like to do is running. You know? 私は走ることが好きです。So, my hobbies are drawing, playing, and making games. 僕の趣味は書いて遊んでゲームを作って。Oh, your attempt is really good.How do I fix this? Oh, sorry, this is something different, isn't it? ということで、let's try to do this together. Okay, oops. Okay. 僕の趣味は書いて遊んでゲームを作る。Making games, not playing games. You make games? リンさん、ゲーム作るの？ Is there any games that I can play on stream? That'd be cool.ジュンカさんもごきげんよう。こんばんは。Okay. So let's look at your sentence. Good job. Good job. Too many O's. It's okay. My hobbies are drawing, playing, and making games. My hobbies are, what was it? Drawing, playing, and making games. OK. これで合ってるかな？僕の趣味は Okay. 書く although yes, 書く using the right kanji can easily mean to draw, but it is always nice to specify that you are drawing instead of writing. So, と僕の趣味はこのキーボードマジでタイプしづらい。I really don't like how my keyboard feels like when I'm typing, but 絵を描くこと絵を描いてこれ手形でしたね。絵を描いて You are using the F word, weren't you? と遊んでゲームを作ることです。 Okay, you can put こと right after the simple verb, the dictionary form verb. そう僕の趣味は絵を描いて遊んでゲームを作ることです。Oh, the term こと not too different from how to live can be used as a noun, and to live is to find meaning and such. Oh wait, I was 2 minutes behind. Sorry, no worries. Welcome, Nishi-san. Today, my hobbies are drawing, playing, and making games. So again, always remember everybody, why is there a caps lock? You can do verb, dictionary form. And then add こと to make it into a noun. Good job! ということでね、よくできました。Oh no, I don't want that. Okay, ということで。Yay! First post, such a successful post. ということで、リーンさんありがとうございます。手形はね、難しい。The T form is quite hard, but as you can tell, the more you practice, the better you'll get. Also, if you have Twitter, feel free to keep your timeline open so that you can also congratulate everybody else for their progress. ということでね、もし Twitter 持ってる方いらっしゃったら、ぜひタイムライン開いて私がね、全部リツイートしていこうと思いますので、ぜひいいねしていただけたらと思います。Let us support each other. ということで、next. Why can I not? Oh, like, okay. Yuki-san, thank you. I'm slowly catching up. I know catching up is always the hardest. I've definitely learned that this week. Because I am so behind on my video making. And it is stressing me out. ね、一旦ね、ループから外れちゃったらマジで難しいの。It's so hard coming back up. Like, catching up and everything once you kind of like fall back behind. I totally understand how you feel. All I can say is I tried to get on with the pacing and then some other things pop up and I feel you. But good job. I feel you. But still, you are doing an amazing job. すごい。頑張ってる。頑張ってますね。You've been pumping some videos lately. I thought you were ahead. No, I am, how many more? I am about 14 more videos behind. When I say it, it makes me feel extra stressed. I try not to say it out loud, but yes, I am very much behind. I was supposed to make 3 videos today, and what did I do? I slept all day. I was way too exhausted. Leifner-san does something quick. Curious as Duolingo sometimes shows these kanji in the place of single letters, so I went and digged and out of sheer curiosity. Ooh, Duolingo. I assume not all of them are used, but some seem to be actively used. Okay, I don't know how Duolingo does Japanese, but let me tell you something. These are not actively used in the way that you might think. Hiragana kanji equivalent origin. Yes, these are the origins of hiragana. So this kanji was the origin of This is pronounced an, u, I, e, ka, ko, sa, sum, so, se, like sekai, se. So these were basically the original kanjis that became hiragana later on due to how they were pronounced. So always remember, you don't have to always remember, but remember how Japanese came to be. Once you remember the origin or like the history of how Japanese or hiragana came to be, sometimes it's a little bit more easier to deal with things. Steak medium rare, hello. Don't stress so much. Your well-being is more important. Thank you. I'll still try to catch up. So Japanese already had like the speech, like the speaking language and everything. We just didn't have a writing system. So what did we do? We took the kanji that was taught to us, and then we didn't just take the kanji and started using it. We decided to make our own way of writing, phonetic writing, by, I guess in a way, modifying the kanji into these easier way of writings. I don't know, I think hiragana is easier, but we don't really know who the person was who originally made these. It could have been one person, it could have been a group of people, who knows, but yes, these are the origins, and we do use them as single kanji, but not in a way that, as like alternative to hiragana, if that makes sense. Hi. Of course, the green owl leads another soul astray. I know, the green owl. One day, I'm gonna call up with Duolingo and be like, hey, can I help you make your content better? Because I know that you can teach Japanese in a better way. Because Duo is kind of cute. I commend them for their marketing. Because they do have really good marketing and fun stuff. From what I can tell, Duolingo just randomly swaps some kanji with the remainder of the words in hiragana. Wait, really? It's changed based on programming, so it will also randomly swap hiragana with kana. That is kind of silly. Why would they do that? That is just not right. It's not every day that you see someone realize how hiragana started from literally cursive kanji. Nice. I know, it's kind of cool. But yeah, that's what happened like 1,000 years ago and stuff. Like, I don't know if you can tell that there's some similarities between a and like u and stuff. Ka, definitely. Oh, I don't know. Ku, kind of, you can see it like more katakana way. Ko as well. Sa, I don't know. Ke, kinda. Ki, can't really see it. I, I can see it, but interesting stuff. The thing is, they can spend more money on teachers and tutors, but they don't want to do that. They tried it before and it didn't pan out. Oh, they didn't? Sad. Hi Duolingo, my name is Mizuki and I teach Japanese for free. I would love to collab with you one day so that I can make your content better, because I know that you're a really good resource for learning some Western languages, maybe not Asian. Hi Duo, Green Owl, notice me. Notice me Duo, notice me senpai. I heard that that's a meme. Okay, ということで、Glibner さん good job. Okay, リンさん student 生徒ね、日本語始める半年。皆様は日本語を始めて何年ですか? How long has it been for you since you started learning Japanese? That was from my YouTube shorts, by the way. で持って帰る essentially means carrying something back. Since 持って is a verb meaning holding, 帰る is returning, right? Yes! It is! Great job for realizing. 持って帰る is a compound verb. You will see many verbs in Japanese that are combinations of smaller verbs. Okay, so this is, I believe, also from my YouTube shorts. 持って帰るはね、そう、持つと帰るを組み合わせた動詞ですね。持って帰る、持つ and 帰る。持つ means to hold or to bring. 帰る to go back where you came from. Not in a racist way, okay? The smallest things will get you canceled on the internet these days. But kaeru literally means to go back where you came from. It doesn't have to necessarily be home for those of you who are sometimes confused. For example, just say that I maybe left a building. Maybe I work at a company. I left the building for lunch and I'm going back for lunch. I can still use the term kaeru to indicate that I'm going back to the company because that's where I originally came from. I can also say kaeru in a sense that I'm going back to Japan. It doesn't have to be my home, like my parents' home, my family home. I can use kaeru to indicate that I may be going back home, back to Japan. I may be going back to my own prefecture that I was born and raised in. But it can simply be that I am going back to where I came from, which can mean the store, it can mean the company, it can be a building. Like maybe I was at the library, I left for a few minutes, I'm going back to a desk that I was studying in. Kaeru is like that. So anyways, little thing on kaeru. Don't know how I messed up the picture. It's okay, I can do this. Oh, you're still doing the hiragana. Ne, ki, he. Interesting idea. Oh, isn't this? These are the original kanji that hiragana was made from. We don't use the kanji as a substitute for hiragana, but it's always nice to know how these letters came to be. Yes. Always nice. ちょっとね、立ちつてとのがね、わかりやすいですよね。This kanji is still read no, は、波、は、ふ、ね。む。ってことで、at least finish this. There's other symbols, but I don't think I've seen them used. Yeah, they're not used for certain reasons. They are used as in like normal kanjis, but not in this way. ってこれなんだ。Well, by the way, this kanji itself means Japan for many cases. For example, washoku. Washoku means Japanese food. Wafu, Japanese style. So, I mean, they used to use kanji before kana was a thing. Yes. But not in the Japanese kind. It was people learned Chinese in order to read. And women weren't allowed to. So, yay. Kana was also used by women. A lot of history behind it. But, you know, just like many other countries and histories, it was only the rich that were allowed to learn how to read and write. Woman was just not one of them. Until women started to, and kana became more of a thing. This is not like a simple thing in history, so it's not like there was this and that. It was like black and white, but kana was used by many women who were working in the royal palaces, which led to this letters being used more generally. So yay, girl power. Yay, that's me. 二人は一緒に勉強することができます。本当だ。ハムスターって書いてある。ヨーグルト。あ、そう。カタカナね、難しいでしょ意外と。I don't know if you've realized, but I'm starting to add more katakana on my YouTube shorts. Did anybody realize that? For very obvious reasons. Because katakana is hard. Katakana is hard until you get used to it. Some might say, but you know, most katakana are just English words pronounced in Japanese, but I will still be adding katakana, especially longer terms and words. Because you gotta get used to katakana too, everybody. もタイム。ふもふも。Plushies. Plushies, by the way, in Japanese, the otaku ones, we call them nui. Nui. Nui stands for nuigurumi. Nuigurumi means plushies. When you hear the term nui, most likely means plushies of anime characters. Nui. 私は自分の縫いが欲しいです。I want my own nui. I don't know about you, but I would like to have my own nui. 今週の文章、最果て駅ね。字の画面を思い出すが、写真を撮って翻訳した。ちょっと残念。繰り返します。3分の2やった。ちょっとメンヘラになってます。ちょっとメンヘラになっちゃったの。よくない。トピーメンヘラ。そう。どうしたら喜んで、あなたの幸せが私の幸せなのです。For those of you who didn't know, this is probably from the game that I played, Saihate Station. Gosh, that VOD is getting viewed so much. Like, I get so many comments. I'm really grateful. Like, I usually get maximum 200 views on my VODs. That is like the day one of that VOD is now at 640. 最果て駅めちゃくちゃ面白かったね。あれ私本当に良かった。I loved that game, by the way. They're still doing crowdfunding, by the way, so that they can officially translate the game into other languages. まだクラファンされてますよ、皆様。そう。私のね、配信って、よくて視聴回数が200いかないかなぐらいなんですけど、なんと最果て駅まだ視聴していただいてて、全然ね、毎日ね、なんと今640、私の3番目によく視聴されてる動画になっております。ライブ配信になっております。It now ranks the third most viewed VOD from all my past streams. How crazy is that? It's a good game. So these are people who make custom ones. Custom ones? Oh, you mean Nui? メンヘラね。そう。これ、ちょっと見えない。いつもあなたのことだけを見て考えて思ってる。過去も未来も現在も全て自分のものにしておきたいと思ってしまいます。These are very メンヘラ。ね、ちょっとメンヘラになっちゃいますわよね。わかる。ちょっと、メンヘラになる。でも、お疲れ様です。最果て駅は最高に面白いゲームでした。ということで、パチパチパチ。Trying to translate is really hard. So, good job. ということでね、次、アンプさんコールさん、Thank you so much. 次行きますか。Okay. Mr. Z, Dr. Paisa, I've been practicing a lot by reading sentences in games now. Nice! It's very hard, but I feel like I'm making progress. I can tell! 私は集中しています。私は日本語の勉強を初めてね。I know I already made a comment on YouTube, but 初めて you want to use the te form because 始めた is simply past tense. This is in the middle of the sentence, so you want to keep on going. A way to keep on going in a sentence, I guess, is to change the verb into the te form. 初めて2年です。はい。That's a lot. すごっ。Translation jobs are a big deal. I know. Oh, it's a typo. I forgot to fix it. Oh, okay. Good job. すごい。見て。How? So today, I believe, was the 83rd day. 83 times 4. 83×4. 12. 32. 334 is it? 私暗算本当苦手なんですよね。I'm really bad at trying to calculate in my head. Is it 334? Wait, 834. No, it is 332. 332だ。So, I guess if you have already learned 332 words, you're good to go. ね。332単語覚えてたら、ちゃんといけてますわよ。I think you are on track. I'm not confident in my ability. That's why I do it as a mere learning method. Nice. ということでね。Good job. Good job. It's always nice to see the progress. Love you all. すごい。あ、待って、これ見てない。ということでね、83日目。かなりやってますわよ。すごい、アパート徒歩。うわ。含まれる。そう、含まれる。これね、チャット GPT に文章を作ってもらって、それを直したりしてます。I think I already said this, but I don't know if I said this. I'm pretty sure I did. Trying to make those scripts has been so hard lately because there's so much I have to go through. Like I have to make sure that I'm not using the same words and everything. But I started to use ChatGPT. Obviously, I simply don't take the sentences that they provide me with and I modify them. But gosh, it's so nice. It's such a great brainstorming like tool. そう、私ね、YouTube ショートを作るとき本当に大変で最近。ってのが今まで使ったことのある単語を使わずに新しい単語を4つ使って文章作んなきゃいけないわけでしょ。もうマジでもう大変で。なので、ようやく使い始めました、チャット GPT。ね。もちろんそのまんまね、使うわけじゃないんですけど、チャット GPT に、なんか、10単語から15単語ほどの日本語の中級レベルの文章を50個作ってくださいとか言ってね。で、そっから、アイディアを得て、文章を作ってます、最近。そうだからなんか温泉とか硫黄とかいう単語が出てきたりしてね。That's why terms like 温泉、硫黄、sulfur came up because I mean you probably wouldn't think that I would come up with those words, would you? Oops. Wait. そう、私一人だったら絶対そういう単語は考えられないと思うから。ということで、Thank you so much for all of you who has posted. ということで、ポストしてくださった皆様ありがとうございました。Everybody clap. 皆様、拍手タイムですよ。Make sure you all clap. And if you were if you were one of those who has posted, give yourself a hug, self-hug. ということで、もしね、ご自分でね、ポストされた方いらっしゃったらちゃんとギュッて自分をハグして差し上げて、よく頑張ったな私っつってねはい、パチパチパチパチパチパチパチパチパチ。そうねってことでね、チャット GPT って文法的にも文章も正しく作成するみたい。確かに文法的にはね、結構間違ってないかも。まあでもなんかやっぱりちょっと堅苦しかったりするところはあるんですけどね。作文より適切な単語の選別の方が時間かかりそうですね。いや、マジでそう。だってもう今とか今日とか昨日明日とか全部使えないからもうほんと大変。どうしろっていうのって感じ。そう。だから温泉硫黄とか出てきた時に、あ、そっか、こういう単語も使っていいんだみたいな気持ちになってね。Okay, let's move on. Part 2 Q&A ということで、let's see if I can put this up here. Okay, there we go. Actually, I might just delete it.OK。ということで、 2番目いきます。Q&A and sentence reviews. It is time for Q&A and sentence reviews. In the past 2 weeks, if there's anything that you have came across that you have some questions about, or if you have made any sentences that you would like me to review, go ahead and put it in the chat. ということで、過去2週間のうちに新しく疑問が湧いたり、あとなんかこの文章作ったんですけど文法を見てみてくださいとかある方はぜひコメントしてください。コメントしてください。よいしょ。これどうやって日本語で伝えますか？ What song do you like to sing the most? どの曲を一番歌うのが一番好きですかで合ってますか？合ってますよ。ちなみにこれどうやってです。どうやって。これもね手形どの曲を歌うのが一番好きですかで合ってます。そう。これね。この間の歌枠のあれ This is from the previous karaoke stream. I need to change it. Okay. Whenever there is a verb in the middle of a sentence, it is safe to say that most cases you will need to use the F form. はい。Do I have a video on F form? I do not, and I truly apologize for that. It's been on my mind for like the past 2 years. でもね、手形の動画もありますかって。ね、ないです。もう2年くらい作んなきゃなと思ってても作ってないです。やばいね。瀬戸りこんにちは。5時ですいません。大丈夫。手形はね、5時でもね、結構ね、皆様ね、あれだからね。I really badly need... There's so many videos that I have to make. Goodness. When will I ever catch up? もう、one day when I'm rich enough, I am going to hire 2 people. A manager and a full-time editor. 私がいつかお金持ちになったら2人人を雇います。少なくともマネージャーとフルタイム編集者、動画編集者ねってことで T-form's hard. では次 Thank you so much for your question though そうどの曲を歌うのが一番好きですか？ If you want to simply change it into, because I feel like, you know, what song, having to choose one is kind of hard. Just my preference maybe. But you can also say, どの曲を instead of saying どの曲を歌うのが一番好きですか？ You can maybe say どんな曲を歌うのが一番好きですか？ What kind of? And I don't know. For those of you who might actually ask this on streams, this might be better because it might sound more natural. And then people can simply say like ボカロとかアニソンとかね。Okay, but anyways, thank you again. Next, Mr. Z さん、this lingual sentence あなたのためなら何でもします。Translate into I would do anything for you. Is this a correct translation? And what does nara mean in this sentence? I know of it as a conditional. Yes. なるほど、ありがとうございます。いいえ。あなたのためなら何でもします。ちょっとメンヘラっぽいね。今日はメンヘラがテーマだから。違うか。OK。はい、あなたのためなら何でもします。OK。This does translate into I would do anything for you. OK。ということで、 奈良はね、ちょっと難しいですわね。説明がね。奈良 has multiple ways of using, like multiple usages. I would do anything for you. First of all, 何でも means anything. あれwhy did I put 奈良なんね。This kanji can be read as なん or 何。何 they both mean what. 何でも means anything, or in other words, it can also mean whatever. I will do whatever thing for you. 何でもします。Then let's look at 奈良はね、難しいですわよ。いろんな使い方があるから。Do we have enough room? Okay. So, 奈良, conditional, right? You said conditional? Conditional, is that the right word? Yep, conditional. Nara can be used as a conditional. Or in other words, you know, it can mean like if. So we can simply change this sentence into if it is for you, I would do anything. And so in this sentence, yes, it is conditional. If it is for you, I will do whatever thing. This might be closer to the direct translation of this sentence. あなたのためなら何でもします。If it is for you, I will do whatever thing. I know this isn't really natural in English, but again, this sounds a little bit more natural in terms of translating directly from Japanese into English. だってちょっと最後に丸がないとイライラしちゃう。よし。丸ね。Okay, but a few more usages in terms of nara. と、nara can be a way of giving advices or requests. It can also be how should I explain it? Like bringing up a topic. Okay. So, for example, I'm going to delete this. よいしょ。これを明朝体ね。明朝。I need. Where's the? It's so hard finding. Okay. Better. Okay. So, advices, requests. 何がいいかな。日本に行くなら春がいい。OK。夏は全力で避けてくださいね。ということで。I need to make this small. はい。OK! Repeat after me. 日本に行くなら春がいいですよ。日本に行くなら春がいいですよ。This is using number 2. Advices or requests I would like for you to translate the sentence. ということで、これ、英語に訳してください。Translate it into English because sorry, I only can speak Japanese and English. And put it in the chat. What does this mean? I see. So it's really the way in which it was more naturally translated that confused me. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? When you try to translate things more naturally, it will confuse people. If you direct translate it, just doesn't sound natural, but it won't confuse you as much. It's really hard to try to find the middle ground, like the happy medium, in a way. So, for going to Japan, spring is good. Hi, Lee-den-san. Oh, did I say hi to you? I don't remember. Hi. When you go to Japan, spring will be best. Yes, because I have an exclamation mark, it has to be all caps, right? You're correct, Tamaki-san. it would be good to go to Japan in spring. If I were to go to Japan, it would be good to do it in spring. Yes. We can start with the news that summer is never the good season to visit Japan. Yes, if you come in summer, just prepare for an hospital visit. And I'm pretty sure you don't want that. ということで、日本に行くなら春がいいですよ。You are right. If you were to come to Japan, come in spring. Good job. So, you can easily tell that this is me giving an advice to you. Just don't come in summer. You will die. Like, sadly, people actually die, pass away. And these days, there's many tourists who get sent to hospitals on an ambulance because they don't really know how to navigate the heat. And you don't want to be one of them, do you? So do not come in summer. Please come in spring or autumn or maybe even winter. Yes. Anyways, advices and requests. He strokes, yes. Or maybe the speaker doesn't like winter. Yeah, maybe. But it's a great time to see Tohoku. It is pretty. It is pretty. It's not like I've been there, but... Just avoid summers unless you already live in Southeast Asia. Yes, that's a really good point. One thing to keep in mind though is the Japanese, like Japan doesn't use the AC as much, I feel like, compared to other countries, including like Southeast Asia, so you might not find it as easy, because even if you like go into a store, it might still feel not as cold. Anyways. Okay, next. So, as you can tell, that was giving an advice. Next. どうしようかな。よし、はい、これ。皆さん声に出していって。Okay. Read it out loud, everybody. I believe in you. 私、皆様のことを信じておりますわよ。はい。皆さん、声に出して。Read it out loud. かわいい VTuber。かわいい VTuber なら VTuber なら水木先生だよ。Okay, what does this mean? はい、かわいい、かわいい。はいはい。顔がいいから私。はい、かわいい。うん、よしよしよし。いい感じ、いい感じ。でもどういう意味 But then what does this mean? Translate it into English and put it in the chat. なんでカタカナなんでそんな言わされてる風を出すのthe cutest VTuber? The cutest VTuber is Mizuki Meido. Yes. You're right. That's what it means. I thought that bringing up a topic. Why do I sound like... I didn't realize I didn't have the G at the end for bringing... It makes me sound like... I'm not saying things correctly. Okay. 洗脳された。洗脳されてない。うちから可愛いって思っといて。はい。ってやってね。可愛い VTuber なら水木先生はもう半角出たし。なんでだよ。なんではい。ってやってね。Cute VTuber? That would be 水木先生。See, we're bringing up a topic. How to pronounce that? This is kawaii. Oh, by the way, VTuber in Japanese is Vtuber. Kawaii VTuber? Kawaii VTuber なら水木先生だよ。Repeat after me. Memorize this sentence. if anybody decides to bring up a topic of cute VTubers, okay? これ覚えて皆様、かわいい VTuber なら水木先生だろう。だって半角なら同じ空間に2回かけるし、頭がいいのか、そういうことにしておきましょうか。ってことでね。はい。よし。OK。洗脳完了ってことでいいかな。次行きますか。I guess we'll continue on. Now, let's try to make some sentences. Let's try to make sentences in regards to Nara so that we can practice all together. 一緒に奈良の練習しましょう。鹿、奈良、つってね。大仏、つってね。OK. Let's try to make a sentence. Okay, memorized. Good. Make sure you tell your friends. Okay. ということでね。Bringing up a topic. Let's use Nara and try to bring up a topic. I want you to make a sentence using Nara to bring up a certain topic. For example, I'll give you something to work on. Since I don't really know, I can easily make VTubers into a topic, but then I don't want to make a scene by bringing up other VTubers' names, so let's just do Japan. If you were to talk about Japan, what would you bring up? What do you think Japan is known for? I'll make a sentence and put it in the chat. ということで、日本ならで make a sentence 日本なら難しいですね。難しいでしょ。You can make it more specific. For example, you can make a season of Japan. 日本の春なら Or you can make it into Tokyoなら If you were to go to Tokyo, bringing up the topic of Tokyo. Okay, go ahead. ということで Work on your sentence and put it in the chat as I drink water. 私がお水飲む間にねこれ作って文章待ってむせた大丈夫？Is your sentence coming along? 文章書けてきましたか？日本の食べ物ならいいですね。これはね、面白いですね。日本のアニメなら最高ですよ。なんか脳内貯めるなら貯めるなら楽天ポイントなんかミームになってましたよね、楽天ポイントね。おもろいや、そう楽天ポイント貯めるならで覚えるのね。 OK、 日本の食べ物ならいいですね。これ日本の食べ物ならいいですね。 This might not mean the way that you actually want it to mean. Let's break this down. So 食べ物 This is conditional. The way you used it in this sentence is not bringing up a topic, but it is conditional. Why did it happen? Grammatically correct, as you can tell, might not mean the sentence that you wanted it to mean. 日本の食べ物ならいいですね。Means if it's Japanese food, it must be good. Or if it's Japanese food, it's good. It's not American food. Just kidding. Please don't cancel me. But I still don't understand Pop-Tarts. Okay. I just wanted to say that the food was great. Okay, well, if that's the case, you might be right. 日本なら料理が美味しい。Yes. So, 日本の食べ物ならいいですね means, oh, if it's Japanese food, it must be good. It's conditional. We're not talking about American food or, I don't know, like alien food. We're talking about Japanese food, so it must be good. So depending on where you put the nara, the meaning can change really easily. If you were to change the placement of nara, 日本なら食べ物ですね。This sentence would mean, oh, speaking of Japan, food. はい。Well, at least that was the idea that I wanted to convey. You're doing really good. Just for the audience, so that, because I think nara is still really hard for all of us. Even for us Japanese people sometimes. It's obviously really good to go back and review. So thank you for allowing us to use your sentence, or allowing me to use your sentence. Okay, so 日本ならso when you put ならwell, if you put なら and then simply end the sentence with ですね or です it means like speaking of which. But if you want to say something like talking about this conditional, this is good, I don't know about others, this is good, then you can add いいですね at the end, and do you see how the meaning changes? This is what happens. 日本なら水木先生みたいな可愛い VTuber たくさんありますって正しいですか？近いけどめちゃくちゃ近い 95% 正しいですはい。Okay, so again, be careful of what you put at the end of the sentence. It's also where you place your nara. ありますいます。Yes, you got it right. そうです。日本なら水木先生みたいな可愛い VTuber がたくさんいます。ね。そう。日本なら、also 私の名前はね、水です。My name is 水。not 美しい。not pretty. たくさんいます。ね、VTuber がたくさんいます。です。よいしょ。Can we make this bigger? ちょっと。はい。日本なら、水木先生。はい。かわいい。VTuber がたくさんいますよ。When you write e adjectives, always try to remember how it's written, like until where the kanji is, or not just e adjectives, adjectives. But yes, そう。ってことでね。そう。名前間違えてすいません。大丈夫ですよ。私自分でもね、タイプミスで間違えるから。ねえ、そんなことあるのって思うでしょ。あるの私。ね。ってことで。OK。日本なら水木先生みたいな可愛い VTuber がたくさんいます。たくさんいますよ。どんどんデビューするしね。どんどん卒業するしね。It's so sad. There's so many VTubers that debuts, but I also see a lot who graduates. So sad. You know, I already promised that I'll have to receive the silver YouTube shield thingy, and then the gold one too, the plaque. So you gotta stay around for like another 30 years. 私がね、銀盾を手に入れるまで皆様にはね、いていただかないといけないんでね。はい、ということで、NEXT、日本のアニメなら最高ですよ。OK、 Okay, let's try to figure out what the difference between these two sentences would be. 日本 Okay, allow me, Mr. Z. Sorry, I might just start calling you Mr. Z on YouTube. I don't know. 日本ならアニメが最高ですよ。日本のアニメなら最高ですよ。日本ならアニメが最高ですよ。OK。Yeah, that's fine too. Thank you. Sorry. I do not have enough brain cells. My fault. Okay. では、I want you to read these two sentences and tell me what the difference in meaning is. これ日本人の方もね、全然参加して。これ日本のアニメなら最高ですよ。日本ならアニメが最高ですよ。これどういう意味の違いがあるんですか？ I write Mizuki's name since his name using Suigetsu. Some people will actually come here thinking that my name is Suigetsu, so you're not like completely wrong there. そう。ということで。What is the difference in meaning between these two sentences? 日本のアニメなら最高ですよ。日本ならアニメが、ならのじゃない。日本なら、sorry。日本ならアニメが最高ですよ。はい。この2つの文章の意味の違いは何ですか？なんだなんだ？誰だ誰だ誰だ？なんだなんだなんだ？One is Japanese animation and the other is as for Japan anime is the best. Not true though. Good job. Yes, which one is which? Would you mind telling me? The first sets anime as the topic and the second sets Japan. Oh, you got it right there too. So this. Okay. 日本のアニメ Japanese animation. If we are talking about Japanese animation, they're the best. They're great. I don't know about the best. Animation is great anywhere. They have like different niches and different pros, like good things. If we're talking about Japanese animation, they are the best. Well, I would just say the best to make it easier, but I think animations from different countries has their different perks and greatness. Anyways, 日本ならアニメが最高ですよ。As for Japan, speaking of Japan, anime is great. なるほど。ね、説明しろって言われたら難しくないですかこれ。難しいんですよね。Is Nara kind of working as Waga in those cases? Kind of. It can kind of like substitute. It's my sentence. I say it's the best. You're right. It's the best. So, ってことで as for Japan, anime is the best. If we're talking about Japanese animation, they're the best. So, first sentence, 日本のアニメなら最高ですよ. You know, maybe like there's different types of movies that you have a choice to watch. One might be Hollywood action, one might be Japanese anime. Like you're just wondering which one you should watch. And then somebody comes and says, 日本のアニメなら最高ですよ. Like, you know, you maybe don't know really much about the story. You just maybe want to just go ahead and watch a movie. If you're talking about Japanese animation, they're the best. You can't go wrong with it. Versus 日本ならアニメが最高ですよ. You might be introducing the country Japan and the culture to somebody that doesn't know much about Japan. And so you go, as for Japan, they're really good at anime. Anime is the best. Anime is great. ってことで、ね。最初の文章の場合なんですけど、日本のアニメなら最高ですよ。例えばなんですけど、いろんな映画を見るオプションがあるかもしれない。例えばハリウッドのアクションがあって、なんか邦画があって、アニメがあって、どれ見ようかなみたいな。別になんかストーリー知ってるわけじゃないし、でもただ映画見たい気分なんだよなっ ってなってる時に誰かが来てこう言います。日本のアニメなら最高ですよ。つまり日本のアニメなら間違いないんじゃね的なね。あ、カピバリスタさん Welcome! I hope you have fun with using all the emotes and stuff. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to being an official student. 名刺ようこそ。で、日本ならアニメが最高ですよ。これはね、日本という国、文化、何も知らない人に日本を紹介するときに言える言葉かもしれない。日本というトピックに関しては、日本はアニメが最高です。っていうね。なので、最初の文章は日本のアニメっていうのがトピックで、2つ目の文章は日本という国がトピックです。っていう違いがあります。ということで、Good job, good job, good job. OK ということでね。Anyways, thank you so much for asking questions and saying all those, like making all those sentences. ふむ理解です。よかったよかった。そう。意外とね、ややこしいか。わかりやすい説明。やった。先生レベルが上がったかな？ Maybe my teacher level went up a bit. OK. では次。Any other questions? Or anything you would like to ask? So the difference is the same as Japanese food is great and in Japan food is great. Yes, precisely. You got that right. That is definitely more of a precise explanation than my very lengthy explanation, but yes. That's awesome of an explanation. So this. You see that the topic changes, right? Japanese food is great. And topic-wise, Japanese food is the topic of the first sentence, the subject of the first sentence. But in the second sentence, in Japan food is great, the topic is Japan. So this. In Pokemon Heart Gold, the main character's mom said, "Sa" at the beginning of the sentence. What does it mean? I wish I could answer that question, but I don't really know Pokemon as much. It can be ポケモンハートゴールドのお母様、主人公のお母さんがさって言うらしいんですけど、早くしなさいのさ。ポケモンハートゴールド有識者いる？ Anybody who knows Pokemon Heart Gold? I can't find a full sentence if that would help. That would definitely help, thank you. I see a lot of these words that are cut short and I find it hard to find a definition for them. I feel you. While you're looking for a whole sentence, I'm suspecting it was chi? Chi is like, that's kind of harsh. Chi だったらってこと？ As in clicking your tongue? A mom does that in front of her son or daughter? That's kind of scary. Like, as in being annoyed? さとちだとあまりにも意味に違いが、正確に違いが出てきてしまう。もしかしたらヤンキーママだったのかもしれない。Oh, didn't see the mom part. Okay, if that's the case, it might be sa. ね。For the first sentence, I would do anything for you. Would it also be good to say あなたのこと、何々さんのこと、speak about someone, kind of putting the emphasis on I would do anything for you specifically? In those cases, you might not want to say こと. You can simply say あなたの or 水木先生のためなら何でもします。Because you can simply substitute you with the name. So yeah. ヤンキーママかもしれない。Okay, while we wait for the whole sentence, I'll tell you a little bit about shortening sentences. Or shortening words in Japanese. The really famous one is e-adjectives. E-adjectives. I would have guessed sa as a start of the sentence. Yeah, okay. Thank goodness it wasn't chi. よかった。chi じゃなくてよかった。舌打ちをするママじゃなくてよかった。まあ、ヤンママの可能性もあったんだね。Okay. さあ、ポケモンたちを休ませてあげて。行って、さあ。うさぎ博士が待ってるわよ。言ってあげなきゃ。うさぎ博士っているの？ That's cute. 名前かな？あげてって。さあ、うさぎ博士が待ってるわよ。言ってあげなきゃ。OK! あ、これだったらさあですね。If this is the case, カピバリスタさん was right. This is short for さあ。これはさあですね。さあ or this is more of an exclamation, like a way of expression. It's kind of like now. Why did it say now? かな？そう。さあ、ポケモンたちを休ませてあげていって。Now, let your Pokemons rest here. Or さ、うさぎ博士が待っているわよ。早く行ってあげなきゃ。Now, Dr. うさぎ or Dr. Rabbit is waiting for you. You have to go. Or さ、行ってらっしゃい。Now, leave. Bye. Yeah, so whenever you see さ、doesn't matter how people would write it. It means now. Not all the time, but most of the time. Good question. Hope that helps. Now. ね。Yes, this is a more feminine way of expressing now as an exclamation. Yes. Is it? It can be. Well, honestly, depending on how you would say it. If I say sa, it sounds very like motherly, but my dad uses it all the time towards our family dog, so one thing to keep in mind is that like whatever is considered feminine in Japanese is usually more nice and kind and polite. And so the more polite or the nicer a person becomes, their words might change it into more feminine, even though it doesn't necessarily have to mean that the person is being more feminine. Yeah. So I'm surprised you haven't played any Pokemon games. I was restricted from playing or like watching any anime or going on the internet when I was young. ってことで、ゲームはいろんなジャンル好きです。フロムソフトのゲームやゼルダ、牧場物語、マリオなど好きです。だったんですが、これやんじゃなくてとかを使ってる場合ですか？いいですね。ちょっと待ってね。先にこれ説明しちゃってからそれいきますね。Okay, I'll quickly tell you a little bit about shortening words in Japanese. One very common way of people shortening words in Japanese is e-adjectives. So for example, 甘い sweet, when people want to like express, people say 甘だるい lame だるとかうざい annoying will be うざso whenever you want to put emphasis or when you want to express better you don't want to say those like, you know, in a business setting, but you say 甘だるうざだる怖っNo, I don't remember. I don't think I've heard you say that until now. That's interesting. Really? It's a very common Japanese toxic parenting thinking. I was prohibited from playing games, watching anime or TV, going on the internet. Yeah. Reading manga, did I say that? And so I didn't have access to playing any kind of games until I was like I was, I think, like 4th grade. The only reason why it happened was because I had a major injury that basically didn't allow me to do anything, and my father, who was originally an otaku, felt really bad for me, pity for me, and got me Animal Crossing. The only TV shows that I were allowed to watch were the TV shows that my dad would watch, which was the news, TV shows that was about, like, you know, entrepreneurs. Somehow Detective Conan and Doraemon. So, 熱い熱いすごっ See, they're all E adjectives. You get rid of the last E and it makes it sound like you really mean it. 厳しいですね。そう、厳しかったから。So, Animal Crossing is another good one. I love Animal Crossing. So, ってことでね。Okay, next. ゲームはいろんなジャンル。よいしょ。I get the impression that yeah is used in more polite context, but I'm not sure. You're right! ということで、Okay, let us review this sentence. 牧場物語最高。はい、ゲームはいろんなジャンルが好きです。が好きです。Don't forget the ga. Or you can, to make it more natural, because your sentence is grammatically perfect, but to make it more natural, I feel like it's more natural to say いろんなジャンルのゲームが好きです。Because in this case, sometimes it's a little bit easier to translate things into English first in order to make a sentence that is more natural. For example, in the first sentence, you're saying, I like games of different genres. There's different kind of games that I like, right? In English, it's so much more simple because you will always have the subject at the beginning of the sentence, which is I. It can be very confusing in Japanese, isn't it? Because we don't really necessarily always say 私は at the beginning of the sentence. But in most cases, 私は is just not being used, but it is always there. Most of our topics are about us because we like to talk about ourselves. In other words, it is very easy to detect or just guess that 私は is at the beginning of many sentences. So instead of putting games, ゲームは game as the topic of the sentence, it makes it more natural to not say anything with は if that makes sense, because we're talking about ourselves. And so 私はいろんなジャンルのゲームが好きです and just get rid of 私は it makes the sentence more natural. ってことでね。あとね、from ソフト、from ゲーね。from ゲーで合ってますよね。from ゲー。そう、from ソフトのゲーム is actually called from ゲー in Japanese. You're learning new words every day. ね、そう。やっぱカタカナ words are definitely hard, right? そう、なるほど。from ソフトのゲーム is from ゲー in Japanese. そうそう、from ゲーね。from ゲーやゼルダ、牧場物語、マリオなどが好きです。マリオなどが好きです。そう。ゲームはいろんなジャンルが好きです would be equivalent to for games I prefer several different games in English, whereas you usually say I like several different genres of games. Exactly. It is not grammatically incorrect in any means, but nobody would actually go around and say, in terms of games, or like for games, you know, it sounds a little bit too polite. Polite isn't bad, but sometimes it's a bit too much, I guess. So, ということでね、from ゲーとやゼルダ、牧場物語、マリオなどが好きです。Yeah, you can use both yeah and like など in one sentence, or とか。 But toka, ya is definitely more polite, or definitely more. In Japanese, a lot of times we use the word katai, which means hard. It's very structured. But speaking in any languages, I'm pretty sure, like when you speak, you don't always necessarily use grammatically correct terminology. You know, you just make it more casual. Like spoken languages are always more casual than written. そう、フロムゲーとか、ゼリーや牧場物語、マリオとかが好きです。If you were to say, speak it out loud using とか is more natural, even when you're talking in 敬語。フロムゲーとか、or you can say フロムゲーゼルダ、牧場物語、マリオとかが好きです。ね。ってことで。Wait, I just did something stupid. Okay, there we go. よかった。説明がわかりやすくてありがとうございます。よかった。そう。There's a literature about wa ga that uses the term invisible ga or zero ga to say that it is usually implied by the context. Interesting. That's very interesting. ということでね。そう。よし。Okay, hope that helps. では次 Stiff feeling language. Stiff feeling language, that's a good way of expressing it. ね。さよならの朝に約束の花を飾ろう突然のそう。Okay, next, Mr. Z, I'm assuming these mean to buy and sell, but what does kita mean in these means of Pokemon? 買いに来た、売りに来た。買いに来た、売りに来た。よし。買いに来た、売りに来た。Oops. Okay, 買いに来た、売りに来た simply means here to sell. Here to buy. Just like Niji-san said. Here to buy. Well, let's try to break these down. So, 買う、売る。These are the original verbs of these. ポケモンされてるのね、今ね。買う means to sell, while 売る means to buy. Oh, 売る means to sell, 買う means to buy. はい。そう。Here to sell and here to buy read so much naturally. I probably just play too much games, huh? はい、ということでね。売れに来た、買いに来た。買う is the original dictionary form. Always remember dictionary forms in Japanese. They'll help eventually a lot. 買いに来た。売りに来た。You want to conjugate these. In this case, this is conjugated. 買う and 売る is conjugated into a 未然形. Or if you already know the ます format, you can tell that these are conjugated into a ます format form of a way, just without ます。買う turns into 買います, right? And then 売る turns into 売ります. So again, remember, you always want to know the conjugation, how to conjugate certain things. These are conjugated into the 未然形、未然 format. 買います。It doesn't say ます obviously, but just to make it easier for some of you who might already know the ます format, just remember that these changing dictionary forms into ます format is very necessary. You will see this being used in many different places. 売ります。OK, ということで、買いに来た、売りに来た。Now, に is a particle or a glue word. That describes a destination. destination, or I always like to say that direction of an action. Direction of an action. I'm gonna make this smaller. And then kita. Kita is a past tense. Of kuru. It's a dictionary form past tense. So, kuru means to come, kita means came. Okay, so if you combine all of these, kita, came, in order to, destination, direction of an action, ni can be translated as in order to. You came for the purpose of buying. Kai ni kita. I came. 売りに来た, kita, came, in order to, for the purpose of 売る, to buy. Here to sell, here to buy. Came for the reason of buying, came for the reason of selling. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's all in katakana hardcore, so I have to rely on context and hope. I know, it's so hard, isn't it? So every time some grammatical concepts are brought up like this, a part of my brain goes, oh, interesting, while the other part goes, I like your words, clever woman, and fails to understand it. Thank you, I guess. はい、ということでね。わかりました。よかった。Glad you わかった。ってことで。Yep. 買いに来た。Ni has many different usages, but most of the time, it will be used to teach you that the action is heading somewhere. Or when you use kuru, you are there, you're already at your destination because you have come, you have reached your end goal, and so you're about to do. Glad you wakatta. Glad you wakatta. I should make that into a next emote if I have enough students, membership. I should say, glad you wakatta. So, ne. Oh, I found a nice cheat sheet about Japanese conjugation some weeks ago. It's very convenient when you don't know how to conjugate a verb. That's nice. Wait, I think if I was the one who commented, it will make it into a link. Oh yeah, the Wikipedia one. I love this one. Here you go. And then I think you'll be able to actually jump there. The link doesn't work, but you can find it with... Yeah, the link works now. Okay, who was it that asked the question? Amagi-san, I have a question on usage of a word real conversation, but might need context. I have vague understanding, but not clear of what it means in this context. Okay, I'll be ready. So, これね, the Wikipedia link shows you the many different conjugations of Japanese. これね、大変なんですけどね、日本語ね。Glad you わかった。すみま sorry 的な語感。すみま sorry. Glad you わかった。You know, one day I would love my own like line stamps. I don't even know how many of you use line stamps, but imagine having line stamps that says Glad you わかった。That would be so funny. いつかなんか line スタンプになりたいんですけど、私。絶対面白くない？Glad you わかったって書いてある LINE スタンプ。すみまソーリーとか。他にあるかな？なんでわい？なんわい？ごめんなソーリー？ごめんなソーリーのなんか小学生感何なんですかね？小学生っぽくない？ I don't know what it is, but ごめんな sorry somehow has like a very Japanese like elementary school kid vibes はい。よいしょ。前バットすぎる前バットすぎる前バットすぎちゃったかso my bad, right? そうね。よいしょ。 Okay. I have to split up into two messages, but I don't think I'll understand what reality means in this context. I understand overall what it's being said. This is discussion on writing, on developing games, etc. Okay. 小学生で小学生ですか？でも本物の小学生はね、背伸びしようとするからね、赤ちゃん帰りしてない限り言わない。でもさ、私ね、近所にね、なぜか私に懐いてくれてる小学生がいるんですよね。Real quick, there's this random elementary school girl that is somehow really really likes me in the neighborhood, and she's like, I think she's in second grade. 確かね2年生。いつもね、小学校から帰ってきたらメイクするの。She wears makeup like right after coming back home from school because she wants to be a ギャル in the future. 将来の夢がギャルらしくてね。可愛くない？ It's so cute. It's so precious. She's so funny. もうギャルになりたいんですって。で、だからなんか私のことみずきちゃんって呼ぶんですけど、みずきちゃんその目のキラキラ可愛いってこの間言われてね。Like the other day she was like, I really like your sparkles on your eyes, and I was like, ラメ可愛いでしょ? So I was like, in Japanese the sparkles are called ラメ. So I was like, ラメ可愛いでしょ? Aren't they pretty? And then she was like, ラメじゃなくてグリッターなんだけどって言われたの。Apparently among the youngsters, people call lame glitter. So she was like, what are you talking about? It's glitter, not lame. マジでギャルだからもう。可愛いけど、ないってなった。みずきちゃんまだ若いんだからそういうこと言わない方がいいよって言われた。小学生怖いんですけど、マジでもでも一番可愛いのがね、その子が使ってるメイクパレットね、ダイソーのなそこが一番可愛いから。 The cutest part about her is that the makeup palette that she uses, like the eyeshadow palette, is from Daiso. Because she was like, I want Depakosu, but my mom doesn't buy it for me, so I had to buy it with my own money. なんか本当は何々ちゃんって自分のこと言うんですけど、なんか例えば A ちゃんとしますね。 A ちゃんは本当はデパコス欲しいんだけどママがダメって言うからお小遣いでダイソーで買ったのってマジで可愛い。もう本当大好きスノビ感可愛い。もう本当ね、もう可愛い。 Okay, anyway, sorry. Going back, sorry, Amagi-san. I'm not ignoring you. I just had to talk about the kid. よし、これね。There we go. キャラが状況トーク。待って。めっちゃ長いな。そういうものって不思議なことに創作していると、話作りに夢中になりすぎて抜けてしまう。違うな。OK. What reality means in this context? この場合のリアリティの意味ね。OK. Reality. In this case, sorry, it's too much for me to translate, so let me just tell you. そう。 日本語で言うリアリティ、特にオタク業界、例えばゲームとか漫画で言うリアリティっていうのは、これね、難しいんですけど、なんか、なんて言うんだろう。この場合のリアリティは、ニジさんが言ってる。It's not too different from the English word. The quality of something being plausible if it hasn't existed in real life. Yes. Basically, in Japanese, sometimes like reality means that you don't basically like going around and like when people like mangakas make a plot, thinking and making stuff that is not going to be on page is reality, if that makes sense. For example, if you've ever bought like a 設定資料集 of anime or manga, or in other words like books that is made to like dig deeper down into the character, you'll see that there's a lot of things that was never even mentioned in the actual storyline. Like for example, maybe where the certain character was born, their parents, their grandparents, their history. It can be like what food they like, the colors that they like, the reason why they like that certain color. That is reality in this case. So it's not really a Japanese thing, I feel like, but it's more of like a making a story kind of a thing. ね、そう。So I use katakana for loan words, usually English words, and their meaning is usually the same as it in English. Most of the cases, yes, but when it's a term that is used often in a very specific field, the meaning actually changes quite dramatically, which kind of sucks, doesn't it? World building, simulation type of deal. Yes, that's probably a better way of explaining it. Making the fictional world feel more real than in life. Yes, exactly. World building. I guess that was a term that I didn't know. そう、日本の特に漫画、ゲーム、アニメでいうリアリティっていうのはイメージですけど、ストーリー上では決して言われることのない部分の作り込みってのイメージがありますよね。日本語だとやっぱ作り込みかな。そう。Reality kind of isn't this is the real life of that character. Yeah, it's more of like literally just making or yeah. Okay, see, so maybe something like a 二次元世界。違うかな。In Japan, we often talk about 作り込み. 作り込み is necessary in order to understand the context of reality spoken in manga, anime, game creating. 作り込みがすごい。ね。作り込み means 作り込みってなんて言うんだろう。Google says it's manufacturing, but 作り込みcraftsmanship? It's not really craftsmanship, but like making things to the Z maybe. That's how I would explain it, making things to the Z. So like baito, which is in the original German, refers to any kind of work in general, but in Japanese it's part-time irregular work in general. Yes, exactly. Silmarillion? Silmarillion? 指輪伝説、ロード・オブ・ザ・リングスの設定集的なやつです。めっちゃ細かい。そうか、聞いたことある。そういうこと。But yes, I mean, it's not even a Japanese game, but I used to play Genshin all the time, right? For example, Genshin has a lot of 作り込み. It will be easier if you actually know the game. So I'm just going to try to come up with games that a lot of people know. 原神って例えば作り込みすごいですわよね。 if any of you have watched the official Bilibili TV shows, I was really almost moved when they came up with Inazuma, because I remember how the developers talked about the culture and the history of Japan and the idea and the philosophy in the idea of Japanese people's minds, and they put that in context in order to make the game. That is tsukurikomi. If you go around and talk to NPCs, you'll see that all of them actually has a life. That is tsukurikomi, world building. And so that is what we mean by reality in context of games, anime, and manga, anything 2D, I guess. tsukurikomi. And then in this sentence, キャラが状況を強く認識することや心情など、each character would react very differently because of their past experiences in their life, and so that is tsukurikomi. If you simply just be yourself, a creator, and decide that all of them are going to feel the way you feel, that is not going to be very realistic, is it? This character might react this way because this character has went through this. But this character might feel the complete opposite because this is their personality and the history that they have lived in the past. Kind of a thing? But yes. 進撃の巨人とかね、あれも作り込みすごいですわよね。リアリティがね。Like for example, Attack on Titan. That has a lot of 作り込み. That is very real, right? Those are real. It's real in a sense. Is it real as in, it might happen in real life? Definitely not. It is so very fiction. But if you think about it, a lot of the characters, which was the reason why I was so, people tried to cancel. The fact that Eren decided to do what he did makes sense. It's very realistic when you think about what he has went through. And also if you regard his age. One thing to keep in mind is that those characters were kids. If they were adults, they probably wouldn't have chosen the things that they have chosen. But imagine you go back to... Think back to when you were an elementary school kid or your junior high school kid. You made a lot of stupid choices, didn't you? I did too. A lot of things that I would regret. If Eren lived longer, I'm pretty sure he would have regretted a lot of the choices that he made. But he, being a kid and teenager, it honestly makes sense to why he made the choices that he did. That is reality. Does that mean that the creator of the series actually thinks in the way Eren does? No. But he made a character, and he made and thought deep into what he has went through in life, his personality, and so which led to the reality of that show. A character's background, yes. Fill in the blanks, yes. So, okay, would you mind giving me some terms and research beyond 作り込み that I can research? 作り込みの他に、なんかあるかな。設定、作り込み。Honestly, 作り込み is the term that everybody refers to. ね。So, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you. It's well beyond what I thought, so I'll have to research on things to fill in the missing knowledge. Okay, well, I hope, and I'm glad that it helped. So, okay, 作り込み。そう、作り込みは大事。作り込み。日本人作り込み好きだ。てかね、オタクはね、作り込みが好きなの。設定が好きだから。ね。To be fair, Japanese otakus definitely likes 作り込みね。So kind of like realistic story-wise? Yes, realistic story-wise. Doesn't mean realistic and it might happen in real life. Realistic as in if the story was actually happening in another world, it's very realistic. To how people would react, to how the characters would move, to how... Gundam is very realistic. I'm not talking about the recent Gundams, I'm talking about the original ones, the ones that I like. Have you ever wondered why Gundam is in a human form, they actually have a scientific reason to why they made a robot that stands up in 2 feet. You know, these kind of things are tsukurikomi. They didn't just make a robot saying, oh, it would be cool if they looked like humans. No, they didn't do that. There's a very deep scientific reason to why it happened and stuff. So, 設定 is very important. 設定 is very important. そうね。ガンダムとかね。ガンダム合金使ってるからガンダムっていう名前だし、モビルスーツが二足歩行するにもちゃんと理由があるしっていう話ね。作り込み。ガンダムはいいですわよ。ね。今は動けない、それが定めだけど、諦めはしない、もう目覚めたから、燃えるときめきは時代を映す。でもね、一番好きなの別にゼータガンダムじゃないんですけどね。MS 正体がね、一番好きだから。何の話だ？ Okay, next. Maybe I should find the 設定 for Shinkarion. Yeah, a lot of anime and manga has 設定 should. A lot of them will actually sell. It's not that necessarily 設定 should, but you know, Danjo Mishi, they have an illustration book, and gosh, they go in deep. You should look into it. オタクは設定資料集買う生物だからね。そう、設定資料集ね。みんな大好きでしょ？ Everybody likes 設定資料集。いいですわよね。設定資料集ね。So, I saw 失っちまった in a VTuber clip recently. Is it formed 失った失っちまった? Ah, good question. Let's look into that one. I don't know if it's related, but what is 作り方。After explaining 失っちまった、I will go into 型。失っちまった、like you said originally, is 失う means to lose. To lose, not as in like you lose a battle, but 失う like to lose as in you have missed, like you got rid, like you lost something that is very important to you. 失う turns into 失うplus しまう Teshimau. This is a Teshimau form. Anybody know what the Teshimau format does? Te as in this is the te form. Again, the te form. I really should make a video on te form at this point. It's way too important for not to have a video on it. はい、失う、てしまう。てしまうはね、ほんと大事。It's so important. てしまう by adding this onto a verb will mean that you regret something. You didn't plan on the action happening, but it happened. Anyway, I know this is very long, but this is literally what it means. You regret it. Like you didn't plan on the action happening, but it still happened anyway. Which makes... Well, I should put equals. Equal 失ってしまう。失ってしまう。No. And the more dialecty way of saying is 失っちまう。失っちまう is not a formal or a polite way of saying things. It's more of like what we call a 役割語 or a 方言. It probably started off as a dialect, but now it is used kind of like in a jokingly way. So that's ちゃった。そう、これはちゃった。 So, てしまう means to do completely or accidentally. Yes, accidentally. So, it happened anyway. You regret it sometimes. I like to think of てしまう as, end up as. Yes, end up as. That's a great one. I can't believe that I've never thought of that way. So, てしまう end up as. ね。そうそうそう。ってことでね。Tef form to connect with the helper verb します。そうです。てしまう。失っちまった。そう、失ってしまいました。would be very like formal. It might be like, you know, very serious. But 失っちまった。People only say it in a jokingly way. ね。こんばんは、見学に来ました。ダックさんだ。こんばんは。見学どうぞ。I've learned it as the verb in the Tef form happened completely and guess it based on meaning. Yes. It happened completely. There's so many different nuances, but yes. Is it similar to てしまった like more casual? てしまった Yes, そうです。てしまった is the past tense of てしまう. Remember, whenever there's a ta at the end of the sentence, it is past tense. So, しまう can be treated as a verb. Kinda. Well, しまう is originally a verb. And so, yeah, by adding しまう using the Tef form to a verb just makes the entire thing into another verb. It's a verb conjugation. そうです。難しいですね。そう、失っちまった。何パチンコでもしたの？パチンコしたのかもしれない。悲しいですね。わかんないけど。はい。失っちまったぜ。金をな。ね。はい。忘れちゃった。Chao is also a verb then? Well, it's not a verb. It's a verb conjugation, but it can change. It can keep the verb into being a verb, if that makes sense. 忘れちゃった。Chao, しまう Chao is a conjugated format of しまう. Chao is the casual version of しまう. Auxiliary verb, 助動詞。そう、助動詞。助動詞ね。OK。では。Oh wow, wait, it's almost 12. 待って、もう12時来る。Last question of the day. Okay, I hope that helps. What was it? Was it Lean-san? Did you delete your question? Was it something kata? It's probably in the context of your game character losing items after death. A VTuber doing pachinko on stream sounds like feverish. Yeah. リスポンしてアイテム失ったらね、てしまうね。そう。Sorry, I don't remember the original thing, but verb plus kata. Equals how to. How to do the verb. So for example, 食べ方. By the way, this is also misenke. You use the masu form, but don't say the masu. 食べる, 食べます, right? You delete the masu form. 食べ方. What does 食べ方 mean? It means how to eat. How to eat. カニの食べ方は難しいです。The way of eating crabs are kind of hard, you know? I think the question was about 作り方. Oh, thank you. 作り方. Is a combination of these. 作る. This is the original verb. 作る means to make. I was asking what 作り方. Oh, thank you. そう、作り方ね。作る means to make. だから、作ります。作ります being the masu form. You want to get You want to get rid of the masu. Again, if you already know how to change things into the masu form, just know that not having the masu on the masu form, we call it mizenke, and you'll find it as a conjugation or a way of changing the verb format into many other ways. So, 作ります. 作る means to make. 作ります. You want to get rid of the masu. 作り方. Minus masu. And then add kata. Okay. And then, so, 作り方 means how to make. How to make. マジでこのキーボード慣れてない。Way of making, literally. 作り方の方に関する質問。作りたかったかな。作り方。to make, create. 作り方。作り方はわかんないかな。If you are referring to 作りたかったなんで型になる作りたかった This is a combination of 作りたい plus 型 In other words, past tense. Tai plus past tense. 作りたい is the tai format. Adding tai to a verb makes it want to. So, 作りたい so want to past tense means wanted to make. よしよしよ。作りたかったの言い間違いと思いますが、そんな気がしますね。Okay. Does that make sense? 作りたかった wanted to make 作りたい past tense change that into past tense 作りたかった wanted to make if you just say 型 it means how to 作りたかった今日動画を作りたかった Today I wanted to make videos didn't happen so it's past tense はいね動画作りたかったけど作れなかったからねってことで OK I hope that makes sense 大丈夫そう I hope that's what you wanted to ask Lin さんこれで疑問が解けたらいいんですけど大丈夫そうかな No, OK OKではね、私ね、そろそろね、寝ようかなと思いますので、if that's the case, I might have to go to bed, so I will go to bed. 私は寝ますわ。I shall go to bed. ということで、皆様ありがとうございました。Thank you so much for joining me again tonight. It was great having you around. The next follow-up stream will be in 2 weeks. ということで、次のフォローアップ配信は2週間後です。それまで頑張ってください。で、たくさん質問もできてね。And make sure that you bring a lot of words and questions and whatever. いつもありがとうですね。お疲れ様でした。お疲れ様 to you too. And sorry, I would like to read out your names, but I really badly need to go to the bathroom, so I'll leave it there. 本当はね、皆様のお名前読みたいんですけど、ごめんなさい。ちょっと漏れそうなんで。終わります。ごきげんよう。I don't wanna pee my pants, you know. Bye. おやすみなさい。ごきげんよう。バイバイ。